I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Immigration! A problem that really pisses off this country that was created by immigrants. People have always hated immigration, especially people whose parents were immigrants. It's like a Mobius strip of cognitive dissonance that goes back to the beginning of America, which again, only exists because of immigrants. Before we go any further, unless your name is Dances with Ferrets or Wolf with a Six-Pack, your people came here from somewhere else. This man right here, Ron Disney is Satan DeSantis, is a second-generation immigrant whose great-grandparents immigrated from Italy. And this punchable face is a first-generation immigrant born in Canada, whose father didn't become a citizen until 2007. This should do Texas, his dad's from Cuba. Ted Cruz went to Princeton and Harvard, wasn't born here, and let people he represented in Texas die in the cold while he went to Cancun. Really, Texas? Is this your dude? Cool. Greg Abbott's wife is second-generation Mexican-American, because if the booty is cute, immigration is moot. Sorry about that last one. So, we've got people screaming against immigration who are either immigrants, the direct family of immigrants, or married to the children of immigrants. Hypocrisy seems to be the only thing the GOP is actually 100% committed to. Then, claimed follower of Jesus and fat maverick, Ron DeSantis, sent 50 immigrants to Martha's Vineyard at a cost to Florida taxpayers of $12 million, because the GOP is all about fiscal responsibility. I heard the in-flight meal was diamonds with a side of baby souls. Very expensive. Ron wanted to show the people of Martha's Vineyard that immigrants are a pain in the ass, and then the people of Martha's Vineyard took care of those immigrants. They fed them, helped them with their paperwork, and welcomed them.
Everyone's been so welcoming and kind to all of them.
A steady stream dropping off clothing and food.
You know, like Jesus would do. But let's be honest, everyone. We have an immigration issue in America, but even with all our problems, we still ain't Venezuela or Honduras. High five! I know it's a Pyrrhic victory, but God, it's all we got right now. People are still coming here because even though they can get shot at school, at least they get to go to school. Our immigration problem was the best under Reagan. Reagan gave 11 million immigrants amnesty, and that's what he called it. Reagan signed the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, and it allowed immigrants who had entered the U.S. illegally before January 1st, 1982, to apply for legal status, provided they paid fines and back taxes. It also allowed around 3 million immigrants to secure legal status after paying $185, and they had to demonstrate good moral character and learn to speak English and promise not to play Tejano music in public. President George H.W. #1 signed into law the broadest revision of U.S. immigration laws. And what it did was it let 700,000 immigrants a year from 1982 through 1984, and 670,000 a year after that. And the bill was actually introduced and written by Ted Kennedy. You remember when these people worked together? You know who screwed up immigration? Bill Clinton. That's right, the 1996 law made more people eligible for deportation. Legal immigrants, including green card holders, could be deported if they were convicted of certain crimes, some of which aren't even violent crimes. But in 1996, Congress expanded those crimes to make more immigrants eligible for deportation, and they made these changes retroactive, which means if you did something, paid your due to society before the law was written, they could still deport you later. Clinton really screwed everybody, and I mean everybody. Since then, there's been no real immigration reform. Bush #2, W, tried. Republicans voted it down. Obama tried. Republicans didn't let it come to a vote. Trump built concentration camps and took kids from their parents. And to be honest, President Biden seems to be avoiding it altogether. But maybe after getting 220 million vaccinated, trying to bring down inflation, bring down gas prices, fix the war in Ukraine, get infrastructure passed, adding 10 million jobs, fixing the supply chain, getting baby formula back on the shelves, expanding healthcare, making corporations pay their fair share of taxes, and try to get a fucking bike ride in on his day off. Maybe he'll get around to immigration next. He's got 2 years left. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Oh my God, I am coughing up jellyfish. It's a scallop. Jesus Christ. You know what? I need a good immigrant doctor is what I need. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Hi guys, with me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Hylinder.
There could be only one.
Yes, there can. I just got back from a trip around the East Coast, Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart people. I went to Hartford,
Yes.
New Hampshire. No,
Derry.
Hartford, Derry, New Hampshire,
Yes.
and then Boston. Boston was great. Boston, the Wilbur
You didn't
Theater
like the
in Boston.
other two?
Huh?
You didn't like the other two?
Derry, it's just, it's weird. All right, here's the
I
thing.
went these three places. Boston was great.
Boston was great.
Yeah, the other two, I couldn't believe I got out quick.
I thought you loved them.
No. Hartford was great, standing ovation. Derry was great, standing ovation. Boston, standing ovation. So this show is, if you like Zero Side Effects, this new show is, it's different. It's literally a 180 out of Zero Side Effects, but it's so much better.
They're all Boston, though,
in
right?
its own
Isn't
way.
that people from Boston? Like,
Kind
Fuck
of.
you.
No, it's weird. Like Derry was a little more suburban, kind of country-ish, and then Hartford kind of is, but Hartford's more the blue collar. But to do it in Boston, I could consider Boston like New York. If you can make it in Boston,
Yeah.
if you can get over on that crowd, because they've had so much comedy over the years, they don't suffer bullshit
Right.
at all.
They'll get you.
Yeah,
Real
well,
quick.
if you look at the people that came out of Boston, someone was listing him. The guy opened for me, Crone, Dan Crone. He's great, very funny comic. And he was listing all the guys that came out of Boston, and I was going, oh shit, I'm gonna tank tonight. These people aren't gonna buy my bullshit.
It's like Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor.
exactly. He just listed- Jesus came out of here when Jesus was doing the circuit. He was awesome.
Mark
Very
Twain.
clean, really clean act. Weirdly enough, he did flip tables at the end. That was his closer.
And then he built it back up because he's a carpenter.
Yeah. Oh, and then by the way, drinks were cheap because he made wine. Boom. All right.
He walked out on water, and then he was on fire with all the bushes.
He would actually walk on the tables on people's glasses. He would just go around the room.
Little Timmy
And dude, that's
toes.
how he did his audience work. Okay, where are you from? And he's standing in a glass of water.
Balancing on it.
Hi, welcome to Blasphemy Hour on the Titus Podcast.
Ray is seething with this.
Hey, no, she's amused.
How dare you?
She's amused and going, I'm not joining because I'm going to go when I leave you guys at the end of my life.
Yeah.
But
I was actually in my head thinking that Jesus created the original fish and chips because the
Come on, there you go.
and
Yep. And
not
it
chips.
was all you can eat. It was all you can
Yeah.
eat. Jesus created the
It was a
original
buffet.
all you can eat fish and
But
chips.
mostly
You
I
guys
was
want
just
more?
being quiet because if I just stare at the two of you, you'll keep going,
It's good.
which is
Right.
exactly
Yeah,
what was
and that-
happening.
Proud of
That
you.
is a primal instinct from any man looking at a pretty girl looking at him. I'm gonna keep doing this, okay, till you like me.
She's not saying no.
Okay,
That's
that
all we
should
care about.
never be a phrase that you live by.
She's not- no, that-
She's
I've been
not.
out of the market for a long time.
I
No,
think
no.
you also need
Oh, I
to
don't
read
care what market or not.
nonverbal
Every
cues.
man lives by
Nonverbal cues also are
every
important. Okay.
man lives by that phrase.
Not
She's
every
not saying
man.
that. No, if you're smiling and men will just keep being funny. How?
Okay.
When we first got together,
I'm smiling.
if I made you laugh, I was like, ah, I was like, yeah. It was like, I was on
All
the.
right, switch this on all night.
She's not
Speaking
saying
of
no.
which, speaking of which, are you guys okay?
No, we're having fun. We haven't seen each other for a week.
Are you bringing a date to our birthday party?
No.
Oh,
I'm not
well,
bringing a
if
date.
one shows up this week, please invite her.
If she just okay.
miraculously appears.
Magically.
No. If she's someone
right,
you like,
Jesus.
hey,
Immaculate conception.
you do have to ask them things, right?
Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
say, do you want to
yeah.
go
or
to
go
a
meet them.
I got a
somewhere.
friend. My friends are having a party. You want to just go hang out?
Hello, you have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
hello,
a good
yeah.
start.
Yeah.
I should probably go places first.
Hello.
So that would
Yes.
be step one.
Well,
Yeah.
so can I tell you this? After raising two kids half the time, make sure you don't make your kids your entire life.
Yes.
Because what happens is you wake up one day and they leave and they
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about you. They
Yeah.
really don't. Oh no, I love you, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
And then
do
they made a whole
and
bunch of meals.
and then
Great.
you and then you're
I know
like,
you think right now because you're such a good dad that he's always going to think you're very important. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, no, it's coming. I
You're
can
at
see it.
TikTok. You got a couple years.
yeah, no, so start taking care of you too.
Yeah.
Promise me.
All right, that's a good.
Yeah, no,
good
pro-
tip.
This is
I
an
mean,
intervention. It's
that's a good
actually
tip.
not
Because
a podcast.
we were talking about it, and I was
Wyatt,
talking
don't watch this video.
Not on Wyatt. No, Wyatt's fine. Wyatt's a great kid, but I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Everybody I've talked to, there was a very funny TikTok I saw yesterday. It was a guy very sadly sliding down the stairs, and he said, "Waiting for my grown children to text me back." And he was just sadly just sliding down the stairs on his face. And I thought, and that's what happens. You know, whatever you think you're doing, this is to all parents. Whatever you think you're doing now as a parent, my kids are gonna love me and be part of my life forever. Nope. The second they get the fuck away from you, they're gonna be like, "I got other shit. I can be an adult now too." And then you're gonna have to find your own thing.
And it might reverse.
Start finding your own thing. Yes. Then you're showing it. Yes. All right. Sorry. Speaking of.
So point being, go somewhere this week.
Fine. Yeah.
Say hello.
Right. Hello.
Hello.
Right.
Hello. Say that.
Parents without partners. Hi.
There you go. We did it.
What is
I did it my whole life.
There's got to be, because the closest PWP is too far away. So
you'd think they'd have a huge LA chapter. They don't.
Single parents groups. There's got to be a single parent night at like the. Do you guys have VFWs here?
Yeah, but that's what we used to do. So we would go play volleyball, and then summer they'd play volleyball, and the winter we did something else.
Do you have VFWs here? I say you, like I haven't lived
VFWs,
here.
What am I, 90? A bunch of guys wearing old military hats and got my vest with my medals on it. All the patches. Here's where I went. Yeah, and he's like, where the ladies over there? A lot of them died, but
I want to start him a little more attainable.
Come on.
I don't want to send him right to the Playboy Mansion. I want to start him at the VFW. Rejection early on is
Parents Without Partners is not the Playboy Mansion. I went with my dad a long time. So
okay, single parent support groups in. Hold on.
What?
There is a North Hollywood single parents meetup group. That's actually where we are right now.
He needs Westwood. Because he wants killers. He doesn't want to be dating assassins.
There's LA
I don't want to be following the coroner's van.
Single mamas and papas, also known as SMAPs.
Oh.
They're on a boat on the water, so that looks...
Good, no one can run. You're on a boat on the water.
That sounds pretty good. Playdate, no, that's for kids.
Do me or swim. What?
Oh, Sophisticated Singles of Los Angeles.
That's creepy as shit. Okay. That sounds creepy.
Single Social Moms, that sounds like a madam
complaint
service.
Group or something.
Educated Divorce Support Group. A lot of crying. You want to skip right past the crying.
I have a PhD and they still hated me. I make so much money. I've written so many papers and they left me.
The Meerkat.
And there, guys, he's a gym owner. He fucking works. He's like a trainer.
The Meerkat, Los Angeles Parent Meetup.
The Meerkat. Wow, that sounds rare.
Why would that be? Okay, Orange County Christian Singles. This podcast alone cuts you out of that one.
How about me?
That's how you did. All right, number 3.
Let's see. Yeah, the Christian ones you're not going to get into.
Parents Without Partners.
These are all Parents Without Partners?
Oh, here's one for you. Disrespectful Children and Heartache. It's
that's no, you made that up.
You're my group.
No, look. The top one. Disrespectful Children.
You know why I don't have heartache? I found you.
Oh, yeah. You still hurt, though. Your heart still is broken.
Everybody hurts.
Sometimes.
So Parents Without Partners was
Fearlessly Fit. That's the one you want.
There you go.
Yep, because
I guess
you don't want. Okay.
Well, you fit. You train. It's like but the women you can meet. Yeah, I really like.
What do you squat?
Yeah.
We're going to the CrossFit Games this weekend.
Gay lesbian co-parenting for prospective. Okay, that could be one.
What was that one?
Gay and lesbian co-parenting.
No, don't.
I don't need more of that.
He could actually be. He could run that.
I could teach it.
Yeah,
okay,
I
could lecture on that.
Very bitter instructor.
We could start you here, developing positive friendship and dating tips and social group. I like that one. He needs to develop positive friendship.
By the way, guys, I have had a problem meeting women. Ken, how are you? And Margie, welcome to the group. You meet so many men though, don't you? All the time, Margie.
Okay.
Wow, you didn't jump in the bit. What's that? You didn't jump in the bit.
I was reading. I'm sorry. Was Dennis talking to
that title is way too. It's way too Dennis.
That group
definitely.
I know, but I think that they've got a pickleball game coming up on Friday.
Oh my! That's you in a nutshell.
At 7:30.
I know how to play pickleball.
Do you? Let's get you Friday, September 30th.
It's the lamest shit I've ever seen.
Isn't that ping pong?
And what happened to ESPN, by the way? All these weird sports are on ESPN now. There's one now where it's 4, looks like college students standing around a mini tramp, throwing balls past each
You
other.
keep recording cornhole.
Cornhole. I was going to bring up cornhole. Like cornhole. I don't know. No one recorded cornhole. It just showed up. No, it showed up one day.
No.
So ESPN, I guess what's happened is all these sporting organizations have decided that they want people to pay to broadcast for the broadcast rights.
Oh, I thought it was a 2022. Like, all right, everybody's included.
And
Everyone's a
pickleball.
sport now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's just kids in t-shirts throwing balls across.
We laughed about the name cornhole because we're 5.
Of course.
Then we hit play to find out what cornhole was because the
with
series
trepidation,
is
with worry.
Yeah, we weren't sure. And then 47 minutes later,
yeah, what is it?
47 minutes
I knew
later,
it was under the royal family.
we were like, I cannot believe that he is this far behind. He really showed promise at the beginning.
Yeah.
We
Dude,
were
look at his
totally
technique, man. He
sucked
really
in.
did a lot of arc on that. That dude has a lot of
People have careers. There's like
Yes.
athletes.
They are wearing
drafts. And
Dude,
They have jerseys.
full on
Things.
jerseys, fucking sponsorships.
Like soccer. Yeah.
And maybe
cornhole.
it's absurd.
It's a lot of
absurd.
fetus. It's a lot of like Ryan
All those
Farmer.
sports are. By the way, guys, we already did the Armageddon update this a couple days later because Ray was sick. So we want to talk about immigration now. I am tired of.
He got me sick.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm really
That's
tired of in our
great. Yeah,
country
that's correct.
of all these people who are now in government, elected officials who parents, grandparents, or great grandparents fucking immigrated here.
Yes.
And now they're like, you can't, no immigration. We need to arrest them all. Motherfucker, your that means
Door shut.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
done.
We have enough. It keeps coming. Like it keeps. People are dying.
People die. There you go.
Right?
People die.
You know,
that's what the
space
IRS
opens up.
That's what they go. 87,000 new IRS agents. Yeah, because over the next 10 years, they have to replace IRS agents. It's a 10-year thing, you morons.
Yep.
Why is everybody so dumb now? I mean, maybe it's always been like that, but maybe it's because we all have access to everybody seeing how stupid we are with Twitter and Instagram
We
and
talked
whatever.
about this. I don't know if it's
And
because of
Facebook.
social media or as a result of.
I think they were always stupid because I travel this country. I just think now that everybody goes, well, I got an
It's in your
opinion
face.
too.
Yeah.
Now we get to see all the stupidity.
Yeah.
So
and
maybe
we have data to show it now.
Maybe we've always been like that. And the problem is that when they were stupid without social media, they couldn't form a group.
Yes.
Right. Now they can all show
and
up.
we didn't know.
Now they can all show up with fucking homemade shields and weird fucking skateboard hats. I'm going to take down the government. Are you? Are you really?
LARPing. So
Biden's stopping a lot of immigration. We're going to be close to 2 million by the end of this fiscal year.
But it's also spiking.
Apprehended.
So it's reaching record highs again.
Well,
it
that's
went down.
because Bolsonaro and Venezuela, there's all these countries that ended up, and Italy today just elected like a hardcore right wing who literally quoted Mussolini about the Jews. He said,
I thought.
Is it she's a woman? Oh, even worse.
Yeah, but so our leader signals to the world, right?
Hey, this is why you need to watch the news sometimes and not just listen. That's important.
I can't tell if an Italian name is a woman or a man. I don't know. Suzalici Macelloni. That could be a dude, or I don't know who that the hell it is.
And we'll be right back after this.
I like when I play the dumb guy. When she starts to get mad, I go, same thing. I go, oh, I'm going to play the dumb guy now.
Yeah.
Oh, is that her?
He's like, I still can't tell.
It's clearly a woman.
No, that's Kurt Cobain.
Oh my god.
What's her name? She said that she was didn't want the financial. She basically called out Jews for
Georgia Maloney.
Georgia Malone. Hey, George. See George right there.
Wait, her name is George?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Georgia.
my gosh.
Your fascism shine through.
Always on Trump's mind.
So we are now and it's legal to come here and ask for asylum. It's actually fucking legal. It's not illegal to do that.
Yeah.
And Reagan, when they hold up Reagan as this giant god, and then you point out that Reagan gave amnesty to 11 million illegals, and no one brings it up.
Yeah.
Like George, by the way, the Republicans who are bitching about immigration, and I talked about this in the thing, they basically body slammed W's proposal, and he's from Texas. He's on the border, and they shut him down. Then Obama, they wouldn't even let his immigration thing come to a vote, and then they bitch about it. I wonder if they just suck so bad at policy that they realize if we fix immigration, they're just never going to get elected again.
And didn't Obama he still holds the record for deporting the most amount of people?
Deporter in
history.
Chief. Right. And they're saying that even Biden is sending people back at a record rate.
So here's the thing. Okay, so I'm okay if our president signals to the world, that we are back to who we claim to
Right.
be.
Right.
And that says to some people, okay, well then we can go. And then more people show up. But then those more people that show up result in more people getting kicked back.
Right.
So
we have 11 million.
I'd rather that.
There's 11 million jobs open in the country right now.
I understand that.
11 million.
Okay. Just having law enforcement in our family that specifically deal with the border, we do know that as far as the detention and deportation policies, those are much looser now.
That's not true.
It is true.
Find it.
Okay, I will, but we'll also speak to people that do the job daily.
But here's the problem with cops and
the rise in border apprehensions did begin prior to Biden's election under Donald Trump, but the increase in unaccompanied children has spiked significantly in the first full month of the Biden administration. So there's a lot of different factors. They said that we're on track to have the highest unaccompanied UAC is what they call them, coming across the border, parents trying to save their kids. It says that the UACs are being held in custody in large numbers while the administration is trying to catch up with a backlog in housing and processing.
So anybody who bitches about immigration. So I'm in Boston. I was in Boston this weekend, guys, and I stopped after the show in Boston. I stopped by to get something to eat because so because the mini bar is fucking expensive as shit, and I want to grab something kind of healthy. And the woman behind the counter, I go, "How you doing today?" She's like, "You know what I'm mad about?" She's very Boston. You know what I'm mad about? I'm mad about all these people coming to this country.
Oh my god!
That's right, taking my job. She's working in a convenience store the night shift. Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did you get held off on your
neurosurgery
job? Did someone take your neurosurgery? Right. And that why you took this gig? Because your accounting job put you out and hired Louise? Okay, fine. Louise, sorry, not Louise. Louise. See, that's what I'm saying, man. So I go, what do you mean? She goes, I was born here. All these people are coming to this country taking our jobs away. And I go, but your family wasn't born here. She goes, yeah, my mom was born here. I go, yeah, but your great grandparents weren't here. You're from somewhere. I go, unless your name it runs with the deer. And she goes, what? I go, here's what I don't understand. What I don't understand is you're here because of immigration. Everybody here, the fucking founding fathers are here because they came here.
It's based on immigration.
The whole
plan.
That's why when you put that in the Armageddon update, something made me laugh. Fucking immigrant. But
it's interesting because if you look at it, it's not a new problem. It's been a problem.
My whole life.
So apprehensions on the southwest border peaked in 2000 at 1.64 million.
Wow.
These are
we're only at
apprehensions
2 million now? Wow.
and have generally declined since with some fluctuations. In 2017, apprehensions hit the lowest level since 1972, but they spiked in fiscal year 2019 at 851,508, fell back down to about half that in fiscal 2020.
Okay. So
they realized
so you can actually look at
its own patterns.
The rise and fall. Well, a lot of what we're seeing, as you said, is a direct result of unrest in countries that we would
Brazil,
recognize amnesty requests from. So, and when you look on those videos and, the people that DeSantis is sending on a 24-hour cruise.
That aren't coming to Florida. They're going to Texas.
We'll get to that. That makes me insane. But when you look at them, it's a lot of women and children. Mm-hmm. And that's what was really heartbreaking for me is that these are human beings, human lives. Mm-hmm. And I cannot fail to see the hypocrisy in people, claiming to be Christian and celebrating human life being treated like garbage. Mm-hmm. All through the Bible, I know you guys don't know this, but it's all through the Bible. There are references to being kind to the foreigner because you were once a foreigner in your own land.
Right. I went to Catholic school.
Well, that explains a lot. Here's another. I actually took a picture of this the other day.
That does lay out some damage. Got it.
Here's
check. Where's that?
Here's 1 John 3:17. I took a picture of this the other day in a Bible study because I was like, well, there's another one. I do this all the time. I come upstairs and go, now here's another one. Suppose someone has enough to live and sees a brother or sister in need, but does not help. Then God's love is not living inside that person.
Yeah, but all these people who claim this.
Here's another one. I took a picture of this in the Bible.
Welcome to the Rachel Bradley podcast. Go ahead.
Well, because you interrupted, I wanted to read these two to make this point 2 of 1,000.
I never interrupt you.
Shut up. 2 of 1,000 of references to this. So people's Twitter bio is Christian first, whatever. And then
I follow Jesus.
Yeah. This is talking about a good king. This is in Psalms. For he will rescue the poor who cry out and the afflicted who have no helper. He will have pity on the poor and helpless and save the lives of the poor. He will redeem them from oppression and violence, for their lives are precious in his sight.
That should literally be.
How do you read the Bible and say you're a Christian and then laugh about these people?
Because people don't read the Bible. The Christianity has become a shield for people to be assholes. If you say you believe in God, and I'm not saying everybody, if you say you believe in God, I follow Jesus. People use that as a shield that you can't say shit to them. Well, you're not following it ever. On top of that, our entire country that's what we put in the Armageddon update with the Indians. It was with a group of Native Americans that just said, we really hate immigration. Because they were here. This was they were born, and we came, everybody here is based. DeSantis' great grandma came through Ellis Island.
His name is DeSantis.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, Cruz is the other guy.
Ted Cruz's dad was from Cuba. He was born in Canada, and his dad wasn't even a naturalized citizen until 2007.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck are you guys talking about?
Texas, please. I lived there for a long time. I went to college there. I was very good to you. Please restore my faith in you.
Please,
and
Beto,
start with Cruz. Let's start there. We'll get to the abortion thing next, but let's start. He is I lived there for a long time. Not at all what you would think would be a respected leader in Texas. It is. How
do you even he's a guy that went to Princeton or Harvard, which is not he's not a great thing.
He's not a man of the people.
He's not a man of the people.
He's not a salt of the earth kind of guy.
His wife hates him. His daughter, like, you see, there's video where his daughter's like turned away.
Wife hates him.
Huh?
How do you know his wife hates him?
Oh, yeah, trust me. Have you seen Ted Cruz? His wife hates him.
Wasn't he at the airport by himself?
He was meeting her there. She was already gone.
Right.
No, he was coming back because they beat him up so bad he was leaving Cancun. But you got this guy who's such an asshole in the middle of the Texans needing him to do what he has to do, to get on the phone to the president. Guys, we got to fix this power thing. People are freezing to death. That motherfucker got on a plane and went to Mexico.
Here's the thing about them, though, the Republican Party now, is that they failed to see hypocrisy, and it's exhausting.
Yeah,
that happened. They're on their own grid. It's their own responsibility. He tweeted about Biden's federal government, and somebody was like, that Texas has its own power grid. You're just lying.
Yeah.
Then he was the first to make fun of California when they said that we might have rolling blackouts, which we didn't have.
They don't want you to plug your electric car. And how's that working out for you?
Everyone pitched in and we didn't have them. But he was the first to say that, and still not addressing his own state and the issues that they're having there.
How does any of that square up with Ted Cruz and
Marjorie? Let's go down the list. DeSantis,
it doesn't.
Cruz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Biggs, Boebert, Gates. If you go to the fucking clown car of idiots and assholes, Marjorie Taylor Greene can't do anything. She's been off committee since she got elected. Like week one, they were like, the shit you just tweeted, you're not on any committee. They took her out. She's not even on the itty bitty titty committee. That's how bad Marjorie Taylor. We're four. Yeah. But you know what I mean, though? Like how so and they keep saying it's to own the libs, but you're not owning the libs. The libs continue to, like these people in Martha's Vineyard, they grabbed those people and took care of them. They were like, hold on, guess what we do? We do the Christian thing. We're going to make sure these people have food. We're going to send them where they need to go. We're going to get them jobs if they're going to stay here. And they did. They handled all those immigrants.
That's what you touched on. DeSantis had to get immigrants from Texas to fly through Florida up to, and when he was asked about that, it was such a Donald Trump moment because he has the need to toot his own horn at any opportunity. Oh, well, because we didn't have them. We don't have them here. They're not coming here. I mean, we're getting like onesies, twosies. He actually said onesies, twosies in a press conference, which isn't true because we know the people floating across.
Yeah, they're getting 40s and 50s in boats that barely float over from Cuba. Yeah,
but he cannot. He cannot just own his own part.
It's
in
what
the
Buttigieg
issue.
said.
Yeah, that was great.
Guys, there's a video of Pete Buttigieg getting interested, and Pete Buttigieg, man, say what you will.
Finish that.
Pete
Buttigieg. Being interviewed.
This dude is I've never seen somebody very calmly. He's not screaming, and he's so concise on how stupid these people are. He said, when the problem So the problem of immigration serves DeSantis more than the solution.
Yeah.
DeSantis gets to be, look at me, look at these fucking immigrants. He's not fixing it.
He said because where was he? Why wasn't he voting on reform when he was in Congress? He was in Congress.
They voted against it. They blocked it.
And now he's there still doing nothing but making noise to draw attention to himself. And he said, when the problem is more valuable to you than the solution. And I was like,
it was like, he could have walked off. Good night, everybody. But that's the whole thing now. So I'm watching it because the midterms are coming up. And I want to be honest about that. We've got Biden and the Democrats literally passing legislation constantly, getting stuff through all the time. That's supposed to, and it's all based in trying to help Americans. You know, and people go, gas prices. Since when? Because if Biden could set gas prices would be 10 cents.
Well, and this, I just need for people to stop being ignorant.
Yes,
such a great need I have.
That is a big. That's a big get.
Stop complaining and blaming Biden for gas prices and inflation. Open your brain and look at the rest of the world and realize that the UK has record inflation, double-digit inflation.
You're asking them to open their brain. Even
gas prices are $8 US and 40 cents, and people. I mean, you have to expand a little bit beyond where you live and go, is this a Biden problem or is this a world issue right now?
The fact that Herschel Walker has any traction at all.
That's another thing. Like, are these your best?
The man who said, I'm not a smart man.
He said, he's
got head trauma.
He said,
CTE. Yeah,
he is now saying, because he has to do the debate with Warnock, his new tact, because he knows he's going to look dumb, is to go, I'm just a simple country boy from Georgia.
He said, I
just love the people. I'm not a smart man, but I do my best. And I thought,
I don't want you in Congress.
If you're admitting you're not a smart man, you should not be running for Congress.
I'm not picking you up at Home Depot to help me in my yard if you're not a smart man and you admit it out loud. Like, I don't understand.
You had a real problem with the workers at the funeral today, by the way. He did.
Oh, really? Dude, funerals going on. We're at a funeral today.
They dropped the casket.
A great friend of ours, their mother passed, and we went to the funeral. And but the funeral's going on, right? These guys start showing up. One guy's got his walkie-talkie. Harp's playing today. Everyone's like sad. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, go ahead and thing. I got about it. And that's on his fucking microphone. And I'm like, Jesus. Then he pulls a cart through, knocks over. There's flowers. Like, it's Armenian. That means these flowers are expensive. These people don't fuck around. And all the flower, kabang. This big thing of stain, kabang. And then he left it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
I'm telling you, man, about the flower. And like harp music playing. It was the most fucked up. It was fucked up. And it was like, and it's like, dude, and he didn't turn around and fix flowers. He just left them.
I am so glad. My friend Jasmine is Armenian, and I had thought about I had a very nice bouquet sent to her.
You did. You sent a very nice, tasteful, very. But
I thought today maybe I'll just take a small bouquet or something. I don't know. Then I didn't. And I showed up. An Armenian funeral.
Flower game is strong.
Holy. You know the stand things that are like $2,000 and they're designs of stuff that
horses when they win races get this.
Yeah.
Horses,
those like gigantic.
There was 20 of them. Things. Yes.
And one spelled out "Mom." This big.
That was 3 of them, and letters this big. And basically Kentucky Derby
what
shit.
He knocked over. Yeah.
And it went bang.
I'm glad I didn't show up with my grocery store bouquet.
Here's how big. So this happened. So everybody's lining up. There had to be 300 people there, and so there's a woman, and Forest Lawn is
it's where Michael Jackson is buried.
So the people that were running the funeral, the executives running the jackets, were badass. This one lady, so she looks at the line for people because they put the casket in, they're gonna do dirt and flowers, and she's out of flowers, so she starts going to these bouquets and starts snagging, just boom, 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 starts handing it to people, boom, 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 goes to every bouquet.
I think that's part of
and at the end of it, the bouquets didn't look any different. That's how big these bouquets were.
They just kept growing.
It was like
they had soil built in.
It was so massive.
I've never seen anything like that before. Those flowers
was crazy.
And most of the service in the church was in Armenian, which I do not speak. And there was a lot of me, ho, hi, ho. That went on for 20,
but it was Armenian songs. And at one
25
point,
minutes.
I got the giggles
Yes, he did.
Because it was because he kept at one point it wasn't English. He was just making noises. Mommy.
It was Armenian.
Is this the chorus or is this the
yeah,
verse?
it was exactly. So I got the giggles, and then she was like,
it was a really beautiful service, though, and so
It
I
was
was
very
fine.
beautiful.
I was like, "Oh, I don't
And Jasmine
understand
was-
any of this." And then Jasmine spoke, and I was like,
yeah, I was.
and next to me, I
was
hear
crying.
a dipshit who had been laughing
No,
5 minutes
I was
earlier.
crying. Yeah, I was crying.
So-
I just, she's our friend, and to watch, I know the pain of losing a parent, and it all comes when you see someone else, it comes up again.
yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
They're
That's
trying to
what-
sing over all the tools, all the drills, and
I'm
the
this.
backhoe.
I'm
I was in
this
a
friend
plane.
though. She's, when I lost my mom, people told me it'll get better. I can't tell you how many times I heard that, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's a lie. People lie to you. And so she today, when I finally got to her and hugged her, she lost her shit, and so I did too.
Yeah, both of them are shaking.
And she in my ear said, I need my mom to come back, Ray Ray. I need my mom." And she said, "I miss her so much." And I said, I pulled away and I thought about it later. I go, "Oh," and I put my hand on her face. I go, "It's never going to get better."
Yeah.
I said that. And I
Oh,
thought later, oh, maybe I shouldn't have.
it doesn't get better. It just gets further.
You just get tired of crying.
Yeah.
You just realize that crying doesn't make any difference,
Right.
and you just get tired.
And yet, every once, maybe twice a year now, I'll be in my car thinking
Yeah.
of my dad, and it'll just come. Yeah.
I think it's more helpful to hear it like what you said.
It doesn't get
to
better.
Start to
Well, because you
address
start to
your
feel,
grief.
am I being crazy? I'm still
Exactly.
crying? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
No, I think it's easy. I think it's easy.
Yeah, okay,
I
I'm
told her.
normal.
I did say to her, I said, because we had good ones. And that's the difference. And I go, he doesn't miss his mom. But she
Yeah.
kind of looked at me and smiled. And
I missed the idea.
I
of
said-
a mom.
Of a mom.
you and I had the same thing.
but we had good ones. And so that's
Yeah.
what makes it so much worse.
It's
you
the
know?
impossible. My dad and I last 5 years of life were best friends, and I told her that I said you're going to the impossible. Grieve as hard as you need to, and don't let anybody.
You
tell you
texted
different.
me from the plane on the way to Hartford. You were on the plane on your computer and you told me that you were watching Top Gun 2 and it brought that up for you. You missing your dad so much.
Because the only time my dad hated he would go to the drive-in because he could drink and he was fine, but he hated
Right,
he
that's
hated
same with-
he hated
Oh my
sit down
gosh.
sit down movie theaters. And
Why didn't he just pour it in the Pepsi can like he always
No, you bring
did?
a cooler.
because
in the car.
when I was growing up, they don't let you because we live in LA. You
Oh,
couldn't bring
that's right.
you couldn't bring
Used to,
outside
they would
shit.
check you.
Yeah,
You couldn't
couldn't
take.
get-
That's right.
Yeah, they
that's
need you to
right.
pay $19
Yeah.
for some popcorn, motherfucker.
I forgot about that.
So we went. My buddy Dean, Dad, and I. When Top Gun came out, he's a big plane guy, aviation guy. He had to go see it, so he sat in the theater with us, and he loved that movie so much. So I'm sitting on the plane, and this numbnuts. And I just texted her. I said, "Man, I'm watching Top Gun with my dad. It was the only time he went to theater. I really miss him so much." And she's like, "You're drinking wine, aren't you?"
I said, "Quit drinking. Quit drinking."
I'm like, "No, I wasn't drinking wine."
I said, "Quit drinking red wine because you choose plain wine by color, not by vintage."
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And you were like, "I'm not
Airplane
drinking
wine
wine.
is just-
I just miss my dad."
airplane
And I was
wine is
like,
by color.
"Oh, okay.
Not even tint.
This episode brought to you by HelloFresh, one of Ken's favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Mine
companies.
too. I love them.
I'm actually going to hook you up,
Nice.
just so you know. I think we should make you wait.
Good, because I just ran out of one of my little seasoning
Seasoning?
packets.
Season back.
I am.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is. It's like a Chipotle something.
Just to be clear, you're not necessarily supposed to meter out the seasonings for the next 7 months.
He's a single father. By the way,
What do you-
I get this.
What do
My
you think?
dad, trust me, I get this.
You do love HelloFresh though. It
Oh,
is
man.
like it's fantastic. And now it's not just a dinner service, meal kit thing. Also now they have the market where you can go and buy breakfast items or snacks and desserts. And so it's become this thing kind of like it makes me think of when I used to meal prep for
for
fitness.
training,
Yeah. And you can actually go and pick, if you want to do fit and healthy meals,
Mhm.
or you
Keto
can do
or-
vegetarian. Yeah. But you can get
Can
your
you design
breakfast
it? Can you
stuff.
kind of design it? Like, let's say you were training again.
You can
Could
do
you design it
family.
and it shows up?
I could, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So, all I'll say is this: we have never made anything from HelloFresh ever that I went, what is this? It's all good. In fact,
Yeah.
I do. It's bite look, and that's my bite. The food's good when you
Yeah.
that it's bite look. That's
It's
how
all
good it is.
crazy good.
Yeah,
I do love. I have not had one thing from there that I don't love, and sometimes I will pick things because they'll select the 3 meals for you each. You don't even have to do it every week. You decide, do you want it how often, how many per week, for how many people. You customize it. And I sometimes will take their suggestions because they're going to send their A stuff, but also because I want to learn to cook something new. I did a shrimp tempura bowl that was so good. Yep. I've never made shrimp tempura. It tasted like I got it from the restaurant. Think about that.
Your skills, it changes as somebody, I don't cook a whole lot, but it changes your skills too. Yes. You get better at cooking.
Yeah. I now zest all the time.
And you get to make
I'm a zester.
Then let's say you want to make it on your own next time. You want to make it on your own. You have the thing, the menu card.
Yes, or it's on their website. You can always go. So also now you can customize your meals with Hello Custom by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading to choice proteins, or adding protein to a veggie meal. It's becoming more and more customizable. So it's a new deal. Go to HelloFresh.com/Titus65 and use code Titus65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Titus65 using code Titus65 for 65% off and free shipping.
On top of that, with everything, inflation at 8% right now, things especially groceries.
This makes a big
groceries
difference,
and gas went up. This is cheaper than buying it yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't have to go to the grocery store.
Right.
It's everything.
It's in little bags. It's
the convenience, especially now that everybody's back and your kids are in school and stuff. It's just unmatched. I highly recommend it's America's number one.
All right, let's solve immigration right now. I want to solve it. No, because that's the problem.
Because we have a podcast.
No. We have a podcast. No, here's what I mean. We have everybody bitching about it. No one stopped and went, all right, guys, here's the problem and here's what we need to do. Even a politician, even Obama didn't do that. No one gets on TV and go, guys, here's our problem with immigration. And then you got these people on MSNBC or CNN that are just full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. Give us a plan. For God, I don't even know. Okay, so the problem is this. We have a bunch of people from countries, and no one's coming to America because their country's awesome. They're coming here because they can't find jobs. They got cartels, walking into towns, taking over a town and ruining their lives. They can't get food. The government in Venezuela or Brazil is fucking up so bad that these people, or there's some weird religious persecution. No one's coming here because they're like, man, I'm going to kick it ass in America. They're coming across with their backpack, their kids, and they're just trying to survive. This is what bothers me about the hateful people that claim to be Christian that are like, fuck them, get out of here. Hey guys, stop. This is an old story from the beginning of time. Exactly. I don't want someone coming into my country. Well, first of all, dipshit, two generations ago, it wasn't your country. Your grandma, by the way, left. And the reason that you're doing well now is because of immigration. That's what bothers me. So what do we do? So Reagan finally, I think, and I have to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Reagan, but to give 11 million people amnesty and clear those things, and those people started paying taxes, which turned out to be $68 billion a year into our taxes.
The funniest thing to me is the people that aren't paying taxes are billionaires.
And bitching about people coming to the country.
Elon Musk and
Exxon.
Bezos and Carnival Cruise Line.
Right.
And Chevron. It's like, I don't see how they could bitch about immigrants not paying taxes.
And they want to break up the unions. They don't want unions anymore. So I think what has happened is, and this maybe we have to discuss the bigger problem, which is, so the unions got taken away, right? Now, when in the 50s and 60s, it was easier to handle immigration because you had unions, you had healthcare, you were getting taken care of. Well, then when Reagan started busting up the unions, and now even Elon Musk, do you know they were shutting shit down because they wanted to unionize in Fremont? And so you got all these companies, billionaires. He's worth $100 and something billion, and they want to stop unions, so people have to bust their ass. If you keep the population desperate, the population will work cheap. That's the truth. Yeah. Before, when it was unions and then people go on strike, there was some strike that just happened. They just shut down because someone wanted to go on strike. What did I miss? Damn, I can't think of it. They were going over Murdoch. So Murdoch in England, he wanted to stop because the newspaper union, the printing union, was really, really, really powerful. So what he did was he started a new paper, and he trained, he brought in all this computer equipment, and then he trained a bunch of new people. And then he said he was going to start to name the paper something, the London Post. It was a made up name. What he did was he kept his paper exactly the same and just fired everybody. and here's how much he saved in benefits. Over the year, he saved $130 million in 1 year in benefits. Now he made $2 billion that year. So $130 million, $2 billion. And you want to take that fucking money away from people that were actually made you that money? Mm-hmm. This is what bothers me, is that people don't see, and I think pandemic helped a little bit. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. It just makes me mad that you bust your fucking ass for a company. You make that company rich. And this is what I don't get, people don't see. And then that company says, sorry, now that we're kicking ass, we're going to get rid of you and hire someone who we can pay less. Mm-hmm. It's bullshit. And so what's happening is and so instead of those people going, these companies need to start paying for the workers that made them wealthy. They're saying those companies are going, you know what, man, if the immigration if there's so much fucking immigration coming across, taking your job. And so it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. There's nobody who's coming across the border with no skills taking your fucking job. There's no one that's walking across the border and getting hired at Tesla, Fremont plant. That's not happening. They're coming in and they're starting their own business. We have a person that we've been with for 12 years. She's here. She started her own business. She's never taken a dime of public assistance.
She's very proud of that. And by the way, she's legal. Rosa is legal.
Totally legal. Rosa's amazing.
My very condescending friend and housekeeper. The one who house shames me and tells me, Raquel, you look very tired. Yeah. Every week.
Rosa.
For 12 years. And I finally lost my shit.
She gives you a lot of good advice.
7 weeks ago, I said, this is just how I look. And she looked at me. She looked surprised. And I said, you say it every week. This is just how I look. I look tired. And she just went, okay. And walked away.
What did she say about your house?
She told me because I have been sick a lot over the last...
Stress, too.
Since my mom got sick and becoming caregiver, and I developed a chronic illness, and anyway,
it's the most emotional, painful time of your life.
She hacks up a lung,
and you do that,
and she told me that I needed to start taking care of myself. Mm-hmm. A, because I look very tired, mm-hmm. And B, because I'm killing myself. She meant because I was on the road working all the time and stuff, to make this beautiful home, and I would die, and he would, within 1 year, marry another woman, and that woman will move in and enjoy your work.
Enjoy your house, and will enjoy your house.
What you killed yourself for. And I was like, oh.
I thought it sounded like kind of like a sales pitch. You know how some people will say just like, you look tired, let me take over this.
No, you look very tired, Raquel. ¿Cómo es sus niños? That's what she always, the boys, the dogs, sus niños. And then she also, your house very dirty. That's what she says every time.
That one sounds like
that's a sales pitch.
That's sales.
I don't know anybody.
Well,
I don't know anybody who cleans like you. I'm sorry.
Every time I'm in there,
your house very dirty. It's very bad. I'm like, it is not dirty.
See, I would say she says that because you clean so well. I would say she says that so you don't.
I have started
that's what I feel
telling her, oh, those baseboards, they look very dirty when you leave last week. Jeez. So now we're in a
duel, kind of a
if you will. It's a silent like let's
very
go.
tense in there.
Oh yeah. She's
Ray's actually dabbing her neck with bleach. No, everything's fine. Right? So she's always like, "Are you using bleach? I use the bleach."
This is Rosa that uses penis sole, and he makes her say
pine
it.
Sol. I need you, and you go to the Costco, get some penis hole.
And he'll go, what do you need, Rosa?
Wait, I didn't hear you. What did you need?
The sole of my penis? What?
All right. And then I'm giggling like a 4-year-old on the way to the house.
So my nieces knew about penis hole when they were a little bit younger, and we had these glass globes.
Do not use that as a clip. Pine Sol. Go ahead.
Yeah, they knew about Rosa saying it. That didn't sound right.
Yeah, it did not.
And they thought that was hilarious. And so they came to visit, and she had been cleaning the glass globe things in the kitchen in our old house, and she came upstairs and she said, Raquel, I cleaned you balls. They
You're like, well, it's
lost their
about time,
shit.
Titus.
Yeah,
They
dude,
lost their shit.
it was insane.
We love her. She's going to be there Saturday if you
But
come.
my point being this is that Rosa came to this country, started a business, hired other people to help them, and here
And is very proud of not
I have a
taking
theory.
government
I
assistance.
have a theory. So and on top of that, Rosa worked so hard and made sure her kids were educated.
Yes.
Her daughter is going to be a pediatric neurosurgeon.
Yes.
That's what it is. So I do understand that if you are some dipshit who didn't go to college, thought, yeah, I'm an American, I do what I want to do, and you didn't go to college and you don't have any skills that are marketable, I guess you'd be pissed at a bunch of people coming across the border who really appreciate this country, the opportunity it gives, and everything that you can have here if you work your ass off, but you don't want to work your ass off. Of course, you're going to be mad at someone who's paying for their kid to get through college to become a neurosurgeon. If you didn't, you know what I mean? I think they're mad because they can't step up. And be clear, if you're standing in the parking lot in California in 110 degree temperature
Fall,
to get,
you mean?
to
Fall?
get, sorry, October. So Halloween, yes.
Yeah.
To get a job, waiting for someone to pick you up, to take you to some random dude to take you to your house to fucking dig holes. Your country, and that's your upside. Imagine where these people were from. And so you have to be clear that we are not, people aren't coming. And the other side.
But don't you think that there needs to be some regulation?
Yes, of course. But there is, though. Asylum is legal and there's regulations. And if we can show you are a criminal, fuck out of our country.
Well, see, I think that's the problem, right? So that's where there's some kind of breakdown happening right now that one of our friends is very upset about. Is the criminal side of it.
Right. I agree with that.
Now being forced to release people who have a history of violent crime on their own recognizance, and here's your court date.
So
And
that's see, now here's where we can all come together. If you're a criminal or you commit a crime in this country, and you're not, if you're not a citizen yet or have a visa, you're just here. We find out that you weren't supposed to be here. We shouldn't even. I don't even know what the rule is. We could ask somebody in your family, but get the fuck out. We send you gone. You're gone. Come back again.
This is a new problem. This hasn't been going on forever.
So this person, who's
in law enforcement,
one of my best friends, for example, 3 months ago, she said it's happening all the time. It's making her very angry, and she calls herself left of the left. She's voted for Biden, hates Trump, would never go back to that. But she said the policies under that administration were very strict. People got deported. And she said she had an offender about 3 months ago.
We have someone else who's in Border Patrol who said that it was catch and release. And that was during Trump. Catch and release. Someone that we know that is in Border Patrol said that he was
that
mad.
person
He was
claims
mad
it
then.
about Obama administration, not Trump administration.
It was in the Trump
unfortunately.
administration.
No, that was in New Mexico.
No, that was when he went. No, that was in North. He said that he couldn't even pull people over. He said during Trump they couldn't even ask whatever the law passed. He couldn't ask
I think
people
you
for
should
their
check on
ID.
I think you should check
that was 2018.
on that
I know.
year.
I remember it was 2018.
Because that person, whether right or wrong, is very
But also, those
right-wing.
laws may have been written when Obama was president. In California,
So my friend had an offender about 3 months ago, violent crime. He had assaulted an underage child.
as a kid,
Got deported, but several years ago came back. Now went on her caseload because he's federal now, and she called ICE and they said, you gotta let him go. You gotta give him a court date and let him go. And she was like, no, he has this record.
Yeah.
We need to get him out. And he was like, good luck.
So that has to
she's
change.
a
That has to
little-
change. You come back into this country with a record, especially something like that. We shouldn't even question it. Get in.
Well, she found out he was living in a home with his 11-year-old niece too. So it's
There should be like a van. There should be like we should keep like some semi trucks. We should have reverse coyotes where we just send them. We just get in a truck, like, because we fucking look at your record, Dick. You get in the truck, go back, and we just drive.
think of that, coyotes.
You guys, again, that you guys even think that Trump's going to be 24. You guys do remember at one point he said, you will not believe what's coming across the border. They have cartel people. They have criminals. And you won't believe this. Even coyotes.
He got dogs. He got dogs.
Like, dude.
He's so
you don't
stupid.
And mules
Why
are coming
is so
across.
stupid?
It made me laugh so hard. I turned around like, he's talking about actual coyotes. He thinks they're talking.
He was like, What do you know?
We got to keep the coyotes out of America.
They're eating
They'll
the
eat
Yorkies.
your cat. Yeah, they're eating Yorkies and small cats.
This episode brought to you by Solo Stove. This is a great time to get a Solo Stove.
Oh, fall, yeah.
Because fall is upon us. It's 105 in Los Angeles. We are having a birthday party this Saturday at our house.
We had Scotty and his girlfriend over, and we had it going.
We are lighting that thing up, and we are putting out equipment for s'mores. And people can make their own s'mores by the fire because Saturday the temperature is dropping again. So it's a heat element that doesn't smell like smoke, doesn't make people smell like smoke. It's the most efficiently burning piece of equipment I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's designed. They instead of just making a pit with stuff in it, they actually it's got holes all in it. And I was looking like as a dude, I'm a dude, so I'm like a mechanic. I'm like want to see how things work, and I'm like, oh, so the air goes down through the bottom to the sides, and there's two things, and then it goes through the
valves and a silo inside of it.
Well, it's even like, oh, and I get that the
decoupler.
by the way, what will happen is there'll be a thermal effect, some sort of vortex that will actually suck the air in to actually fuel the fire. Because by the way, fuel, oxygen, a spark, combustion. And so what happens is it'll now burn efficiently, and which leaves the wood to burn all the way and less waste. So that's how the Solo Stove works.
Wow.
And Solo Stove, one of my favorite things to say. Thank you, Dennis.
So, and that's the thing is it burns so efficiently and so hot that you're left with pure white ash and not like chunks of wood and stuff like that. I bought full-size Hershey's candy bars, graham crackers, bags of marshmallows. People can make their own. We're also going to do bowling with pumpkins. And there's a giant Jenga
down the hill.
It's gonna be like children. You're allowed to be 5 this Saturday. And I'm making blood red drinks in IV bags. The tube for the IV is the straw. It's pretty cool.
She's trying to gross everybody out. I'm not sure exactly.
This is some
gummy bears that look like boogers. It's going to be great.
It's for 5-year-olds. Oh, and I bought Uno cards that are this big. Anyway, so you guys need one of these. And then it can transition from fall, making memories around it, to the apocalypse. You're welcome.
But also winter,
and it's very
Winter's
light.
coming up. You'll be able to, put a sweater on and sit around the Solo Stove outside with your friends.
I'm from the South. You don't sit outside during cool weather without a fire pit. My brother used to make bonfires. So you can prepare for your best outdoor memories like we are this Saturday with our s'mores. They're having a Solo Stove fall savings event. So already they're discounting them right now for the fall savings event. And then if you use promo code Titus, that guy, at solostove.com, you get an extra $10 off of the savings that they're already doing. Solostove.com, promo code Titus for $10 off on top of the fall event deals. Hurry because it ends November 10th.
All right, so we saw one thing. If you're a criminal, if you are convicted of a felony,
reverse coyotes, I believe.
We need reverse coyotes. That's one thing. Basically, government. It's not just so ICE will basically run a division that basically just takes people back. We drop them 7,000-8,000 miles. We have 1,000 miles into Mexico. That's fine.
This was a thing that
Let me finish.
Okay, but I want you to address this now. Okay, so this was a thing that a right-wing member of my family sent me. This past week, this is one of the things that they're on about. Now they're pretending it's about migrant lives. Texas morgues have near the border, like deep south, have been overwhelmed by migrant deaths, saying that the morgues are packed because the border crisis is worsening. So.
So what we have to do then is we have to open up some more immigration, so we can
I thought you were going to say
dig the holes.
I thought you were going to say morgues.
Yeah, that ironic thing about that is all the migrants are dying. These guys are going to Home Depot to pick up more guys to dig holes for the migrants that are dying. So my problem is this: nobody wants the jobs that these people are willing to do. And they come here and they start businesses. Luis, the guy that works for us, he actually started his own business. He hires 4 other guys.
Who?
Isn't the Luis? Jose, sorry. We have 2 Jose's. Sorry.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah. So
the pool, white man, tell us more.
I'm sorry. The pool guy started. I'm just saying anybody. I know so many people. I've got people in my family that keep switching job to job and don't have the balls to start their own business. They won't take the risk. They think somebody fucking owes them something. These people don't come across and they don't think someone owes them. They think they have to earn it. And that's the difference. There's a mindset. Now, again, criminals gotta go. Fucking gotta go. You gotta go. You're out. You can't stay here. But if you come here,
reverse coyotes.
Yes, reverse coyotes. We're saying that if you come here with a dream and you're willing to bust your ass, then I don't have a problem with it. The entire country was built like that. Go back to the Irish, go back to the Italians. You know, during DeSantis, when DeSantis' great-grandmother came over here, the Italians were seen as a disease. They were called that. The same shit that people are saying of the Mexicans, they were saying about the Italians. And DeSantis has the balls to keep saying it. Ted Cruz's dad was fucking born in Cuba. Ted Cruz was born in Canada. And I'm so tired of those Canadians.
Is this?
No, we love Canadians.
They know I'm joking.
Is this just really just a Republican, just a dog whistle?
Yeah, because
well, so what's the real? If this has been going on forever, is the number like, oh my God, this is
it has been going on forever,
crisis,
and as long as I can remember, it's been a thing. It's been a problem, and the issue being that I don't know if people just don't know how to fix it, or if people just aren't willing to do what it would take to fix it.
It's never going to be a perfect. It's human beings.
Well, here's the thing. If we here's the problem. If we help them, let's say we go, okay, all right, we're going to allow because H.W. Bush signed a thing that we allowed 750,000 per year in for 2 years, and then after that it was 675,000 people. That was the law he passed. Now, that was based on them doing research on what we need to keep our economy strong in these jobs that certain people that have been here for 3 generations won't take. That was HW. He got that passed barely. Then we had Clinton come in. He passed. Oh, Clinton shut the door on him. Clinton was like, because we had a thing where the crime picked up. So
it's so weird how that was the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and then Clinton shut.
And then wasn't Obama called deporter in chief?
Well, Clinton did some fucked up shit. Clinton, what he did, so crimes that before weren't a problem to get deported, like high level misdemeanors, whatever. Clinton made it retroactive. He signed a law that if you committed that same crime, even though it already was over and you'd served your time,
and you got out,
they could still deport you. So then what else? Then what happened? So Clinton made it harder, made it criminalized it. That was with the crime bill. Then W came in, and who's from Texas. Texas. And he's like, guys, we got to fix immigration. And the Republicans on a Republican president voted it down. The fuck is going on? Then Obama.
So they really don't want to fix it, right? They want that.
Here's why. So then Obama came in, had a whole immigration reform. They blocked it. McConnell didn't even let it come to a vote. So there you go. And so here's why. The Republicans, if you look through history, all the way back to Eisenhower was really an active president and did it. I'm sure Eisenhower had problems too, but he really, when it came to helping America, doing what we needed to get done to make America better, did it. Republican president. Since then, after Reagan did amnesty, they found out politically that was not a good thing for the conservatives, for the rednecks. Were like, I don't want no people taking my job. No one's taking your job, bro. And if they are, you need to go to fucking school. Call DeVry, get a degree. So what happens is these people, if you look at what the Republicans have done since Reagan, there is not one single policy they've instituted to help Americans. Not one. Healthcare, no, blocked it at every turn. They won't even let you have cheap insulin. But if you go through the history, they will not help you at all.
Well, you know what seems strange
by the way, tax
to me?
Cuts for Exxon, tax cuts for the biggest countries, and not tax cuts for Americans.
What seems strange to me is that there seems to be.
I just wanted to finish.
Someone. Oh, I thought you were.
I don't know. I talk forever. I'm sorry. The point I wanted to make is if they fix immigration, they have nothing to run on.
Right. So they don't want to fix it.
No,
it's
of course
just
they don't.
Football for them.
Every time.
It's all now dog whistling.
Yeah.
Like
everything. Trans.
I have
babies
members in my family who are very active in the conservative world.
Treason and the downfall of America, but yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
I disagree.
I
but
just
okay.
don't want to say that on the podcast.
I wasn't
right?
saying. Oh, not them personally. They're our family.
I mean, so when I try and phrase things, it would be nice if you could just play along.
All right. Sorry, wife. I didn't get the wife look. I needed the wife look. Do it.
Okay. So. Of course, he's the one that I kick under the table, and he goes, "Ow! Why are you kicking me across the table?
Why are you whispering?"
Like, makes me insane.
You know why? Because I don't worry about what I say. I believe I say what I say, and I mean it.
Yeah, we know, and look where that got you.
We have a podcast.
No. So is that whenever I hear the outrage du jour on, you start to see it on Twitter,
Trans.
whatever it is. I then get the phone call or the text or the news link or something. It is so precisely guided that it's frightening to me. I got the phone call last week about fentanyl. Don't take, even if you think it's Advil. If someone offers you Advil, do not take it from anyone. They're putting fentanyl, and that
putting fentanyl in Advil.
No, like it's it's a lot of people are dying. Deaths are up. That's all Fox is reporting on. It's because it's coming through the border. The border's open. So now fentanyl deaths, because they have spiked so much. That is the new thing. That's
you look that up?
That's the new thing, and I get the phone call about it. It's almost like clockwork, man.
Yeah, they have a meeting.
CRT. I got that phone call. Saw it on the news. Got the phone call. I mean, it's like.
But if you look at
frightening.
If you look at what they say, so CRT, they're making little white kids feel guilty for being white.
I'm just saying.
No, but there's no policy.
The point being, who's guiding and why?
That's why I think they need dumb candidates, because whoever is running it, if they get a bunch of dumb guys, they go, "Here's what you guys say," and they go fucking out.
Here's the memo.
Here's the memo. Exactly. So here's what I'm saying. So fentanyl. Well, their fentanyl seizures are up hugely, which means they stopped it. That's what's going on. So there's that fentanyl. They're letting the borders are killed.
Coming across, right?
Or they're catching more. Maybe there's not, but they're catching more. So which means this administration is doing their job. Then you've got them talking about trans people. There's maybe 4 trans athletes in the country in high school. 4, and it's a big deal.
That's a perfect example.
And they're ruining kids. Then they're gay people. They want to stop gay marriage now. But what does that do to anybody? And then, well, what did Marsha Blackburn say yesterday? Oh, pronouns. Oh, they're teaching the military about pronouns. And I want what? So here's the thing, guys. I got it. All this shit gets all the dumb people go, yeah, man, fucking pronouns. What are you doing to help the country? And if you're doing it to own the libs, I'm going to say it again. You're not owning the libs. You're owning yourself. And you're continuing to vote against your own interest every time. Herschel, fucking Walker, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jesus Christ. And I'll tell you this. If the Republican Party switched and became the party of Reagan again, or even party of Eisenhower again, that actually cared about America, and Eisenhower had duty. He was a military man. He did his duty when he took it very duty. She just went duty. He took it very seriously that he was there to help the American people. We don't have that in the Republican Party right now. We don't have any politicians, Kinzinger and Cheney aside, that seem to give a shit about the American people. I'm just mad because the more I research it, because I have a podcast, I start to realize that they have a list of bitches and they don't have any policies. The only policy they have is to give rich people more money in tax cuts. That's all they have. And
it's to grift.
And not only that, these fuckers, you know what else they did? So Biden passes that half-assed bill.
So yes, it is in a very rapid increase
in seizures.
In opioid overdose deaths attributed to fentanyl.
When did that start?
90% of all deaths involving opioids are related to fentanyl.
Prince was taking stuff that wasn't labeled fentanyl.
That's what I'm saying. But under the Trump administration, I watched, it was like a CNN special report or a 60 Minutes or something where they were. I said this to the family member that called. It was such a problem then that they were doing anonymous buys from China. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then taking it to the lab, testing it and looking at what was actually in it. And it was supposed to be like painkillers, and they were lacing everything with fentanyl, and people had died from it. And anyway, and the family member was like, not like now. And so, but if you look at the chart from 1999 to now, it is it's a dramatic increase. But I would say the most, but all along it's gone up.
Yep.
Because it's more available, because any drug, it's but I mean, really, you look at 2019 to 2020, there was a massive jump between. I mean, that was a big jump, and that was still under Trump.
That's.
But it's jumped again.
Can I go back to Reagan? Just say no. We had such a drug problem that Nancy Reagan made it her thing. There was the DARE program. This problem. So people, how about this? How about you just stop fucking doing drugs?
Well, my mom was overdosed on fentanyl and died. My stepfather brought her back.
And that was prescribed fentanyl.
it was given to her. It was actually put sublingually into her mouth by her doctor. And then he put a patch on her, 100 microgram patch on her back. We did a podcast after that, remember? Yep. Maybe she wasn't on it, but she died. He found her blue and unresponsive. Wow. And having been in the Army as an officer for many years and in combat.
Did they give her Narcan when they showed up?
He resuscitated her and knew enough to pull that patch off and then clean the area, because it's still soaking in. And he gave her mouth to mouth until the fire department got there and he got a pulse back. It's very weak, but got a pulse.
Prince died. And it was labeled wrong. I don't disagree. It's a problem. But every time I'm seeing every day 2,000 pounds of fentanyl, I mean, it's a thing. To go after Biden means you're going after the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol's busting their fucking ass. And we know that because we had family members in it. The Border Patrol and those people on the border are busting their ass. And they also, it must be a tough job because you're not seeing people coming across with guns. It's a guy holding his kid's hand, trying to come across. In tears, praying to God. I want to help. He's got a backpack of all the shit they could take. And I just have this thing where it seems so critical to have the benefits of this country. And you got them because your grandma or your great grandma and grandpa came across. And now you want to slam the door on everybody else. It seems like my grandmother was English. She came from England. I'm an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I mean, my family's immigrant. That's great. That's Grandma Titus. That's 2 generations.
She actually came from Scotland.
Oh, that's right. Scotland. No, that was great grandma. Grandma Titus was from England. Great grandma was from Scotland.
Her daughter?
Grandma Titus came from England when she was a kid.
Kathy's mother?
Yes.
Because Kathy's grandmother came from Scotland.
Right. That's what I just said.
No.
Yes. Yes.
So she left her daughter in England?
No, they went to Scotland. It's the same island. So
I know that.
They went from Scotland to England.
But it's not the same country.
Let me finish. They were born in Scotland. She was Scottish. They lived in England. She came across with her kids.
Her daughter was born in England? I don't think you have this right.
Yes.
I have a picture I should send to you to show people.
First of all, we're talking about geography, and we all know where I stand on that. Math and geography, no thank you, everybody. Unless I'm driving across it and I got my phone, I'm over.
Kathy sent us a picture of the great-grandmother that immigrated, she said, from Scotland.
Right.
And it is wow. Bone structure.
Imagine me with a Martha Washington or George Washington wig.
Fun, yeah. And a high-necked dress. Yeah, it's really...
And a cameo.
That's what I did with the DeSantis, his grandmother. I just put DeSantis' face in there.
That made me laugh so hard.
New reporting is that Trump called DeSantis fat, phony.
He called him fat and phony.
Fat, phony, and wait, one more.
What was the third one?
Fat,
Orange?
Phony, and...
Weak? Was it weak or pathetic?
Fat, phony, and a liar.
Yes, that was. I think that was.
Liar. I was like, you got some balls.
Wow,
yes.
Dude, you got balls.
The self-awareness of Trump is legendary.
I called Rachel
whiny, fat, whiny, and phony. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Rachel's tall, gorgeous, and smart.
What? No, that's not how that works. That would be you would need to call me something you are.
I am tall, gorgeous, and smart.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
You married me, asshole.
How dare you?
It's not the same.
You married me.
It's not complimentary, is what I mean.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
His is mean and the same exact bad things
that's
that he has.
That's called a joke that you flip it on its head, you moron. That's called taking a situation and flipping it and making it funny. You're so literal. Wow. It's cough syrup. She's
whiskey.
Cough
what is it?
No.
Codeine cough syrup. That doesn't help. Yeah, fat, phony, and whiny. Trump.
So Trump called DeSantis fat, phony, and whiny. That is just it's. I have a question. How are you so unself-aware of who you are? Someone said that he ran for president. There was a quote today. We were in the car and it said that he ran. There's a new book coming out that said Trump at one point said, why did you run for president? You're already a billionaire. What did you do? And he says, I have so many very, very rich friends and nobody knows who they are.
Oh, you mean like the Saudis?
He needed the fame. He he needed it. He also said,
so
that's
that
what
was his angle.
that Trump believes if you're not successful unless somebody envies you.
Oh,
Which is why he
that
ran for
poor
president.
child.
He ran for president for the attention and so people would envy him.
Oh my God.
And these morons voted for him.
And they envy him.
Yeah.
And they think he's Jesus. There was do you see that church that was under a Trump sign was baptizing people in Trump's name?
Oh, how about the baseball thing? I saw that you retweeted that. Okay, that is some Kim Jong-un shit.
Dude said the guy that the Nazi guy who actually spoke, Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke at his thing.
Yeah.
He said that Trump didn't need to be president. He could have played professional baseball. He was so good in high school that the Phillies and the Red Sox were looking at him. And then I put that picture where he's like trying to get him. I said, how did the Phillies and Sox pass up on this?
How do they arrive at those things, though?
I like he said.
He's now posting,
North Korea has that.
He's now posting QAnon stuff just flat out, like full on with his picture in a giant Q. He's playing the Q song. People are holding up the one finger, although at his last rally, you can see security going around making people put their arms down.
Because it looks like they're doing Nazi salutes.
Yeah.
And that picture went around.
Anyway, immigration, reverse coyotes, and we'll get back to the rest of it next week.
Well, what do we do, though? So we make people, what do we do? I mean, they pay taxes. If you look up the numbers, they pay, it actually, the net value is, it's billions and an upside.
According to the Border Patrol agent in our family, was very angry because they get assigned Social Security numbers and get tax refunds even though they don't pay taxes. And I'm very confused how that would work.
That you can't, that they can't. It's untrue. I looked it up.
I don't understand how that works.
But what they do get, so they start businesses, and even if they have asylum, granted asylum, and they have to pay taxes. That money that's paid, they pay taxes.
Unless they get really good at their job. And
when they become billionaires, they stop paying taxes.
They don't have to.
They don't have to pay taxes anymore.
Yeah.
But how would you
then complain about their own family?
Because they're tracked down. But once you get assignment, you get the paperwork, they know where you are. They get assigned a caseworker and they can do it. And then you start a business. Now, if they get cash or not, that's one thing. But I'm saying if they start a business, they have to pay taxes. They pay sales tax when they buy whatever they buy. And the thing is, I go back to this. They didn't come here because everything was great. They came here because it was a nightmare. And a lot of people say, well, that ain't my problem. Okay, then they came here to start a business that you won't do. I mean, people don't understand that immigration is a net gain. It's a net gain, but I agree with you. If you're a criminal, fuck out. You don't get to be here. But
we had another murder here on Friday.
Now those guys should go.
Yeah.
Problem is
coroner van
they're probably
blocking
here.
The cop.
So explain this. Explain, because I was gone on the road. Tell me what happened.
I was leaving.
So we've had 2 murders in the last year, right?
3 total.
No. I'm just saying up till now.
Oh.
This is the new. This is the
new fiscal year.
I'm trying to set it up. Yeah, 2 murders in this fiscal year.
1 in this quarter.
Okay.
I'm laughing, sadly, but I'm laughing.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Left late. That was a mistake. Don't leave late.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just opening the gate, and there's a coroner van.
So it's at night.
This is like 8 o'clock or whatever. Medical van right there, and then a police SUV right there. And there's a whole chaos going on. Lights are the coroner van down the hall.
And I was like, hey, that's a coroner van right there. Yeah.
So the place across the street again.
Yeah.
House or apartment?
The apartment
where Clumsy was killed.
Yeah. So it's just a group, cops and people wandering around and whatever. And the cops are facing the other way, and it's chaos. And I'm just like, so I had to get out and kind of start walking across. And I was like, hey, can somebody let me out?
Nope.
So did they tell you did you find out what it was?
No.
Could it be somebody who just died? I guess all the cops probably, they just have the coroner van if it was just someone who died in their apartment.
Fentanyl.
Right? I have the experience of having someone pass away at home.
Cops don't show up.
Cops did not come.
Yeah.
So that's 3.
Yeah. That's 3.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, this has been fun, kids. I gotta go now.
Well, then it came back the next day, like nothing ever happened.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's how it was. They had a guy laying on the street dying. They put a tent over him. They dealt with him. Gone. Nothing ever happened. Clumsy. Well, Clumsy.
Okay,
stuff happened at Clumsy. That was nonstop.
We knew the Clumsy died.
It's still happening. Know. Yeah, it's still marked.
There's a shrine.
Yes.
Like there's new candles show up.
Yeah.
Clumsy was quite popular in the community.
And he died protecting someone. So it was a noble death.
It was
right.
Yeah. And that guy's in jail forever, by the way. The guy that took the girl that Clumsy stood up for to this dude that killed him. That guy kidnapped that girl. They were gone for 2 weeks, 10 days or something like that. They found him, and I've read that he's in jail forever. He's going to jail forever. Good for him. So Clumsy, we miss you, bro. I need to pour something out for Clumsy.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's that whiskey?
It's not whiskey. It's a 40. You always pour out.
I know some. I know
Have
some.
you ever seen a
Mad
Tupac
Dog?
video?
I had what I had.
It's like very white man.
Sad. That was a very.
My sparkling water.
I'm gonna pour out my Fiji. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna be in Hawaii in 2 weeks. We're gonna be performing there, and then we're gonna be. What's after that?
October 8th, right?
October. What's after?
Springfield,
October 9th
Missouri
is
is
after
coming up.
Springfield. Then we've got Portland coming up.
Springfield, Missouri, the Blue Room is almost sold out, actually. So you should get tickets for that.
No politics in this show.
No politics. Hawaii Theater, Honolulu, October 8th, October 14th and 15th, Blue Room Comedy Club in Springfield, Portland, October 20 through 22. Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego coming up. I'm headlining on the 3rd of November. He's headlining the 4th through the 5th. So come out to that.
Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Keep going to the YouTube channel to get stuff. Hylinder is just putting stuff out all the time. And thank you, dude, again for the Armageddon updates. We write them. We work together on them. Then he does these amazing graphics that take it up a whole nother notch, man. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. And now, today's fun fact with the Hylinder.
Fun fact. It's time for Hylinder's fun fact. Did you know that the Aztec term for avocado is alligator testicles?
No.
Yes.
What do you mean the term?
Totally get it.
The translation.
Basically, the translation is alligator testicles.
What
That's
the word avocado means?
Yes, it came from the word avocado.
I'm sure you said
Meant
that
testicle.
perfectly.
Yeah, but there's no Aztecs to check him, though.
Exactly.
Speaking of immigration.
We need to let more Aztecs. So, by the way, so on this party, this Halloween themed party, I think what'd you make the dip out of? Alligator testicles.
Oh, speaking
I
of,
am going to make smashed alligator testicles. I am.
Perfect. There you go.
I love that.
That helped. A fun fact that helped us.
That's actually a fun fact that I will probably use.
Yeah.
Like, I will probably say that on Saturday. Hey, did you know that? That's a hey, did you know?
Yeah.
You guys are all welcome. He's here for
Do you know avocado in Aztec when it originally was named? That was alligator testicles.
It does
And
look
if you
like.
hold them up,
And if you hold
They
two
do.
up, it's a big alligator.
Yeah, like Groucho.
or just older, you know how it
It's a middle-aged alligator.
I am
They're not bigger. They're
approximately-
just been around a minute.
I am approximately the age where all the men that I hang out with make jokes about sagging testicles. You and Zach, when you're together, there's always a ball drag joke. You and Tony Horton, there's always a low ball joke. There was a dip in the toilet water joke last time we were all together.
I never had that problem with these guys. All these guys talk about all the time.
I thought you meant these guys as in
I like
their
when
beholders.
comics who are like 40.
What are you
35
talking about? You never had a problem with what?
My hanging testicles.
You did mean that.
That's what you meant by boys. I'm like, these boys.
But like,
These guys.
Can I say my point?
Do you call them these guys?
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, lefty, righty.
I thought you were
My
talking
back-
about Tony and
My
Zach.
backup singers. My backup singers. I told you that.
I know that, but
So
okay.
So
I always pictured
my
backup
new
singers
comedian
being
pet
girls.
peeve is a comedian who's 35 to 42 bitching about how old he's getting. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
come on, man.
Oh man, I'm getting
Yeah.
old now. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's just, you're not old. George Burns was the funniest he ever was on Carson when he was like 80 years
Yeah,
old.
in his 90s.
I thought no, he was 90 something.
He was
Yeah.
90 something. Oh man, still.
His doctor's dead.
But
that one.
the joke,
with the cigar.
you got to listen to his timing. Carson goes, you smoke 10 cigars a day. Yeah, I smoke about 10 cigars a day. And he goes, what does your doctor say? My doctor's dead. He didn't. He didn't even.
I love that he
He
just
didn't miss
pounced
a
on it.
beat. My doctor's dead. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Hylinder. Later.
Peace out.
Like a baby one.